Modal verbs in French with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. Modal verbs because they change the modality of your sentences, modality or aspect, condition. For example, instead of saying I come, with the modal verb in English you can say I may come, I might come, I could come, etc. First we are going to see these four verbs can, may and might and could, because they are all related to one verb in French, the verb pouvoir. So you need to know this verb. Let's see first with can, present tense. To translate I can or I'm able to, je peux, you can, tu peux, il peut, nous pouvons, vous pouvez, ils peuvent. With the verb may now, to translate I may, we also use the verb pouvoir and you can say je peux. May I? Puis-je? It's the only form to translate may I in French because we don't say peux-je. So we say puis-je or vous permettez, do you allow me? But to translate she may be watching television, here, because of a degree of uncertainty of the sentence, in French, to make it clear, we need to add a verb, the word maybe or perhaps. Elle est peut-être en train de regarder la télé. Elle est peut-être, maybe. Or you can also use the subjunctive form. Il se peut qu'elle regarde la télé. Il se peut is for it is possible that. Il se peut qu'elle regarde la télé. May in English can express the future. He may arrive late. So in this case, in French, we will use the future with peut-être. Il arrivera peut-être en retard. Il va peut-être arriver en retard. Or with the subjunctive mood, il se peut qu'il arrive en retard. Let's see now the verb might. Might is peut-être. He might be right. Il a peut-être raison. Or, with the subjunctive, il se peut qu'il ait raison. If might means could, we will use the conditional form of pouvoir. It might be a good idea. Ça pourrait être une bonne idée. Pourrait is the conditional form for could or might. So now you know that for could we use the conditional form of pouvoir, and to translate I could come if, je pourrais venir si, etc. When could is in the past, I could not come yesterday, so in French we will use the passé composé or l'imparfait, according on what you want to say. Je n'ai pas pu venir, je ne pouvais pas venir. Must. Must in French have two translations. The verb devoir, we can conjugate it totally. Je dois, I must. Tu dois, you must. Il doit, nous devons. Vous devez, ils doivent. And the verb falloir, but that verb has only one form in French. Il faut, and that's all. So to translate you must go, you can say with devoir, tu dois y aller. You remember that aller, to go, doesn't like to be alone in French, so we say you must go there, tu dois y aller. And with il faut, we will say with the subjunctive form, il faut que tu y ailles. So you need to learn this form because it's very useful in French. Il faut que tu y ailles. Should. Should, with the meaning of ought to, is the conditional form of the verb devoir. So as you can see, should is related to must in French. I should go, je devrais y aller. Should I stay or should I go? Devrais-je rester ou devrais-je y aller? Let's see now the past tense of all these verbs. First, this group of four verbs, because they are all related to the verb pouvoir, and try to translate this sentence. He could have come, but. As you can see here, in English, could is like an auxiliary verb for the sentence. But in French, could is not an auxiliary verb, only to have or to be. So to translate this sentence, we will say il aurait pu venir, mais. As you can see, could, the auxiliary verb in English, becomes the past participle of the verb pouvoir in French, pu, and have become the auxiliary verb with the conditional mood to translate could. Il aurait pu venir is the infinitive form after the verb pouvoir. Il aurait pu venir mais. So have a close look to this crossing between verbs in English and in French, because it's like a rule to translate modal verbs in past in French. Let's see another example with can. She can't have seen you. Again, can't in French is not an auxiliary verb, so we will say elle n'a pas pu te voir. With the same rule, can't becomes pu, have become a, seen become voir, and we have our sentence elle n'a pas pu te voir. To translate, she can't have seen you. With may, I may have forgotten it. May is not an auxiliary verb in French, so, and because may is related to the verb pouvoir, we are going to use again the past participle of this verb, pu, and we have j'ai pu l'oublier. May becomes pu, have become est, forgotten become l'oublier, j'ai pu l'oublier. If you want to add the word peut-être, you can also say je l'ai peut-être oublié. Might, you might have told me before. Again, we will say might will become pu, so tu aurais pu me dire avant. We'll use here the conditional form to translate the uncertainty of the sentence. Tu aurais pu me dire avant. With the same crossing. Should. You know that should is related to must, or the verb devoir in French, so you need to know the past participle of this verb to translate it. He should have come becomes il aurait dû venir. Dû is the past participle with the circumflex accent. Have become the auxiliary verb in French, and come, venir. Il aurait dû venir. Another example with should. He should have been a doctor. So I'm sure now that you can translate the sentence. He should have been a doctor. Okay. Tu aurais dû être docteur. Should becomes dû. Have become the auxiliary verb aurait. Been, the verb to be in French, être. Tu aurais dû être docteur. And that's all. So follow now these rules to understand it better. If you go to the website FrenchSpanishOnline.com, you will find more examples in English to be translated in French. Et voilà, merci d'avoir regardé cette vidéo avec moi. À bientôt sur FrenchSpanishOnline.com. C'est gratuit. Au revoir. Bye bye.